What's up, Wargamers? Welcome back to World of Wargaming. I have great timing because I finished the board for Demonship, and then later that very day, after I finished editing that video, look what showed up. So we're gonna rip into this thing. I've been really excited to tear into this. So, without any gilding of the lily or further ado, let's flip this camera around and see what's in this bad boy. Secret rare bin. Not seen this one before. I like how part of it is redacted. I think that's interesting. I love these little cards. So that's added to the collection. Good job, Ben. Looks like you did a great job packing this box. You're the man, dude. And then we have what we came here for. This art and the way that Malev designed and laid this game out is just beautiful. Everything about it reminds me of my childhood. And not necessarily in the themes and the content of the game, but in the art and the style of the package, especially on what they did for the special models of himself and Whittle Goblin. It's just top shelf nostalgia stuff. Right up there on par with the way Black Site packaged the Don't Look Back content in VHS tapes. It's just awesome. So in here, we've got our 40-page rulebook, a token sheet, a survivor miniature, and 4 demons. 2 blade, 1 gun, and 1 frag. Luckily, I've got my board built. I am going to have to sort out what I'm going to do for the terrain requirements, which aren't intense, but that's a problem for future me. Let's rip this thing open. So token sheet is heavy duty. It feels very much like the token sheet for Yufsiga. Like it's got this kind of almost plastic laminate on the top of it. The icons look like things that you would see in boomer shooters on the tokens, which I love. I've recently been playing a lot of Bolt Gun. I don't know if any of you guys out there are into video games like that, but that game is a dream. It's all the good stuff about the 40K universe without the hassle of actually. Anyways. Really nice token sheet. I love the way the artwork on these was done. Love it. Very nostalgic, which the whole thing just drips of nostalgia. We're not going to dig into the rule book right now. We're just going to kind of get a quick flip through, see what it looks like in here. So some good miniature photography, which what I expected. I expected no less. So these are missions, the Demonship. Like this kind of stark black on this off-white creamish color. I don't know if that cream, I don't know how that's coming through on the camera. It's got that's a nice piece. It's like a 2-block. Or it's I don't know if it was actually a 2-block vinyl cut or lino cut, but that's what that looks like, and I love that kind of style. Very nice. Another good demon alien piece. Very strong. Very strong. Nice little rulebook. Compact. I think everything in here is just kind of that same, 6x6 square. I'm here for it. Let's look at the models. So we'll start with this little guy, which is the gun demon. I think, man, I'm going to use these models for so much stuff. Like, off the top of my head, immediately, I know that these fit beautifully into kill sample process. Like they even have that kind of super hyper grimdark Morgborgian vibe to them. But I love them. 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 Now I could have obviously gotten the digital version, and you know what? I still might get the digital version for the terrain. But me being the person that I am, I wanted the actual physical copy of the rule book. I wanted the tokens, and there just wasn't really enough in the pool at the time to do both. But that's pretty sick. Absolutely terrifying. Next, we have what I believe to be the Blade Demon. Now, I will say this for him is... Oh, let me get... One thing that I would like to say immediately upon handling these is that the resin on these feels really, really good. Sometimes the resin for the black site uses, I don't know if it's in the batches or in the way it's good, but sometimes it's very soft and flimsy, like the Yafsiga models that I have. Their blades are super flimsy, and then sometimes with other models it's not. They're super, I mean, there's a little bit of give there, which is a good thing. You don't want them to be brittle, but sometimes look at the mechanical feet working into these are gnarly sculpts. Yeah, absolutely gnarly. We got our second blade demon. I like how they're kind of like almost like minotaurs with the way the mechanical feet are done and the horns. That's very, very, very interesting. My apologies. That first model was not the gun demon. That was the frog demon. This is the gun demon. His whole face is just barely. I don't know if I can get that into. There's his head. And it's just guns for face, which I'm a huge fan of. Big supporter of that. And last but certainly not least, we have our Survivor model with his shotgun just raised to the skies in an ode to boomer shooter greatness. He comes with two head options. The helmeted version, which is most likely the choice I'm going to make. Not because I dislike painting skin tones. I actually really like painting faces and hands and stuff. But the helmet is just very, very classic. It's got very much that look. And so that's probably what I'm going to go with. But the head option is really nice. And I'm going to hang on to it and use it for another model somewhere down the line. It is a very, very nice face sculpt. And that, my friends, is going to do it for this trip into the pile of opportunity with its newest addition to the stack. But this isn't going to stay in the stack long. This is 4 models. I'm actually, as soon as I'm in the process of finishing up my Shatterpoint box set, and as soon as I finish the last model, which is Ashoka, this is going onto the table. So I'm going to have this painted up and hopefully on camera pretty soon to see how it plays. I do have to suss out and sort out what I'm going to do for the terrain, but again, that's a problem for future Isaiah. Right now, I'm just glad to have this in my hands. And I'm normally not one for keeping boxes, but I really like this box art. So I may just cut off the front of the box and stick it to the wall with a piece of tape or something. But I'll sort that out on my own time. I'm not going to take up any more of your time talking about that, but I would like to take up just a second of your time to say that if you enjoyed what you saw here today, consider smashing all the buttons. If you'd like to support us, check us out on Patreon. If you'd like some cool channel related swag as well as some non-channel related swag, just general nerd and metalhead swag, check out the link to Redbubble down at the bottom. And most importantly, thank you so much for tuning in, hanging out while we ripped into Demonship today by a game by Malev, put out by Blacksite Studios. I hope you have an absolutely amazing rest of your day. And as always, I'd like to say a big, huge, from the bottom of my heart, thank you to our patrons who support us and pledge to us over on Patreon. You guys are the absolute best. If you enjoyed the content you saw here today and that's something that you would like to consider doing to help out the channel, go over there, check out the link in the description, check out the Patreon. There's a lot of cool stuff over there, including access to our Discord server, talk to me, hang out with me, talk about our work, what we got going on in the hobby, some shout outs, all kinds of cool stuff. Check it out if that's something that you think you would be into. And regardless of whether or not you do that, I want you to know that I am incredibly grateful that you decided to stop by and spend part of your day with me today, rolling dice and pushing toy soldiers around. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And as always, may the dice be ever in your favor.